The Testament's just delivered its darkest episode yet. Daisy gets her period at the worst possible moment. Agnes finally breaks down over Dr. Grove's abuse, and Aunt Lydia may have just realized how rotten Gilead really is beneath the surface. Episode 8 basically takes every major character and traps them emotionally, politically, or physically. And by the end, it's clear nobody is safe anymore. Let's start with Daisy, because her situation spirals fast. After being excluded from quote-quote tran class alongside Shunammite for not getting their periods yet, Daisy suddenly realizes she's bleeding. And in Gilead, that changes everything instantly. Because the moment a girl becomes eligible, marriage becomes inevitable. What makes the scene so stressful is how desperately Daisy tries to hide it. She knows exactly what happens if the aunts find out. Her mission, her freedom, and any chance of escaping Gilead could disappear overnight. Unfortunately, the absolute worst person notices. Shunammite. And if there's one thing the Testaments has established about her, it's that she treats gossip like currency. The second she realizes Daisy got her period before her, you can immediately feel the danger shift. Now Daisy isn't just hiding from the aunts. She's hiding from the girls around her too. Meanwhile, Agnes suffers an entirely different kind of heartbreak. Her hopes of ending up with Garth are crushed when Paula announces he's marrying Becca instead. And somehow Agnes' own situation is arguably worse because she's now betrothed to Commander Weston. The same cold, intimidating commander who previously seemed disturbed by Agnes bringing up his dead wife. And yet despite all of this, Agnes still tries to support the people around her. That becomes painfully obvious during one of the episode's most disturbing storylines involving Hulda. While the girls are playing croquet, Hulda quietly confesses that Dr. Grove assaulted her during a dental visit. She's terrified, ashamed, and convinced she's somehow the one who sinned, which is exactly how Gilead maintains control. The victims blame themselves. Agnes immediately encourages Hulda to report what happened to Aunt Vidala, but the result is horrifying. Vidala manipulates Hulda into doubting her own experience until the poor girl practically retracts the accusation herself. And honestly, this might be one of the clearest examples yet of how deeply broken Gilead's systems are. The adults aren't protecting these girls, they're protecting the men. That realization starts pushing Agnes toward a breaking point. At the same time, the episode quietly expands Gilead's larger political history. We learn Shunammite's younger brother was taken during Angel Flight, the operation organized by June Osborne that rescued children from Gilead. Except inside Gilead, it's called the Night of Tears. That detail is incredibly important because it shows how propaganda completely reshapes reality depending on perspective. To the outside world, Angel Flight was heroic. To Gilead, it was national trauma. And then somehow the episode gets even more emotionally complicated. At Becca and Garth's engagement party, Daisy finally meets Garth privately. On the surface, it looks casual, but underneath, this conversation changes everything. First, we learn Garth's father was poisoned by Mayday, leaving him paralyzed and unable to communicate properly. Then the conversation shifts toward Daisy's real problem. She needs feminine products immediately before the aunts discover she got her period. And this is where the tension becomes brutal. Because Daisy is done pretending. She wants out. She tells Garth she's finished with Gilead and wants him to help her escape. But Garth pushes back hard. He reminds her that destroying Gilead was always supposed to be the mission. There is no done. That line hits because it exposes the difference between survival and resistance. Daisy wants freedom. Garth wants revolution. And suddenly, those goals don't fully align anymore. But the emotional climax of the episode belongs to Agnes. After another traumatic interaction with Dr. Grove, she finally breaks. Outside the party, she confides in Aunt Lydia that Hulda was telling the truth. And more importantly, she makes it clear that she knows Dr. Grove is dangerous. What's fascinating is that Lydia actually seems to understand immediately. For the first time, there's a visible crack in her loyalty to Gilead's system. Agnes doesn't fully realize it yet, but Lydia's response strongly suggests Dr. Grove is about to face consequences. Then comes the scene that completely changes the emotional tone of the episode. Daisy finds Agnes outside and quietly receives pads from her, meaning Agnes protected Daisy's secret instead of exposing her. But moments later, Agnes finally reveals the truth about what Dr. Grove did to her, and it destroys her emotionally. She breaks down crying, terrified that somehow the abuse was her fault because she secretly loved Garth. It's an absolutely devastating moment because Gilead has conditioned these girls to internalize guilt for crimes committed against them. But Daisy's reaction says everything. The second she hears the truth, something shifts inside her. You can practically see the exact moment she decides Gilead deserves to burn. And with only a few episodes left, that anger may become one of the most dangerous forces in the entire series.